Hi everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Crafts. Now today I'm going to show you how I made this wreath. It is made up of flowers, obviously, and in each middle of the flower I put a pearl, because you could see the middle of the paper basically, and I've glued it all onto a polystyrene wreath base, which I found in my local craft shop. And then I used this die, which is called the Bouquet Bigz L Die, so that's a big die to go in the big shot. And I also used the spiral flower die because that's what I used for the roses in between. So I made the big flowers, and then I found I had some holes in between, so I sort of filled those up with the roses. The roses, I've got a video on how to do those, so you'll have to go and find that. So those I just use as fill-in basically. Then the flowers made with this die. Some of these petals are really big, and I made a flower with them, a poppy with this one, and then this one as the middle. And to be honest, I thought it was too big for this wreath, so I'm sure I'll find something to do with that, but for the moment it's just to the side. I'll make a big bouquet with those later on. Now the reason why I'm using paper out of an old book, which my children have very easily torn apart, I was cutting it, but they just said, "Ma, no, just tear it apart," and indeed the pages came out really well. So they did that for a couple of books, so I've now got lots of paper. The fact is, this is cheap. It's just so nice to be able to work with cheap material, and you don't have to worry about tearing it, or you can just go in the bin basically if you don't like it. So yes, so old books from the charity shop, torn apart, so I've got the paper. Then what I did, let me bring in the big shot. Now this book, I have to say, I got this specially. I went to the charity shop and I bought the biggest book that I could find, the biggest and the thickest, obviously, because it's for cutting up, so I got some money's worth out of that. But obviously this one is bigger, so you need a book that's going to fit, so luckily this one fitted. What I do is I put on about 5 pages, 4 or 5 pages in one go, so that's nice and handy, because if you just put it through once, you have 5 things, you see. Right, let's put it through. Okay. Now I have to say, I did use more of one petal than another, so I did cut pieces of paper and just put them on the pieces that I wanted. For example, this side here, I did that more than this side, because obviously these were too big. I found that those were too big. But if I do cut them out, I just take them and put them to the side. I've got my pots here with all my petals and bits that I'm not using, or that I am using, but just so that they are together, so that I know where they are, so that I can go, when I do make something with them, I can find them basically. Right, so this is the petal that we need. These are the little leaves that I've put in between as well, just so sort of that something is sticking out and that it's to the side, sticking out as well. These ones here I used for making a flower as well, together with these ones here. So I'll make a couple of flowers just to show you how I did it. So this, obviously, I put in the bin, because obviously it's only a scrapbook that we're using, so it doesn't matter too much. I've made a flower with this one as well, with these as well. I'll do those in the next video, because otherwise this video will be too long, so you'll have to look out for that. So we have our bits here. Let me just get rid of all this. Alright, so these are the small ones, the big ones, and the middle ones. Right, let's see if we can make a flower with that. Now I have here a tile and my glue gun. And what I've done is I'm putting a tiny bit of glue onto the petal like that, and that shapes it, see? So you need 5 of those. Make sure I don't stick the glue gun down on my tile. Okay. So we need 5 petals for 1 flower. And I did 5 pages, I think, so yeah. Okay, so that's the first one. Then we need 5 of the small one, the big one. It just hardly needs any glue on here, just a tab, so that it just stays together, those petals, that's it. It goes really quickly to make this, because of course the glue, the hot glue, dries really quickly. Sometimes you end up with a page that hasn't got any writing on, but I'm not worried about that. I just keep going. Okay, so now we have our 5 big ones and our 5 small ones. So then I just put here on the side, I put a little bit of glue and I attach the next one on, see, like that. Yep, that came on done. I'm rushing a little bit because I don't want to keep you here all night, basically. And let's put a little, oops, that's too much. So we'll just put some on there and there. And let's put that one here. There we go. See? Now we have our big petals. And then in there we do the same thing with the small petals. So we make another cup of flowers almost. Alright, and where's my other one? I think I had one here. Did I lose one? Oh, there it is. See, there we go. So we have one of these and one of these. Oh, hot glue everywhere now. And so I put a dab of glue there and we put that inside. There we go. Alright, so that's our flower. And then for the inside of the flower I just took some of these and I put them together, but not straight, a little bit skew-if. See? So we sort of fill up the space a bit. Okay. Then I scrunch them up a bit. And then I removed the hot glue from my fingers. And then I put hot glue on the bottom of it. And then I placed it in the middle. Alright, opening it up a little bit again. And then I have these pearls. I have them in my stack. I don't know where I got them from originally, but I came up with an idea. If you go to Primark, for example, and buy a really cheap necklace, I saw one earlier today, £2 it was, and that would give you enough pearls to you know, for the whole wreath. Just take it apart. See, that would be a cheap wreath. Apart from having to buy the die, you would have quite a cheap wreath made, because my book cost 50p in the charity shop. The pearls, you can do that for £2 from Primark, from a necklace that you can just cut up. And my base, this base was £1.60, so that's not too bad. Right, so that's that flower done, right? And I'm going to do another flower in another tutorial. Right, so I hope you enjoyed watching this, and look out for another tutorial. If you like my video, do please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!